This slide gives us an overview of English tenses. There are three main tenses in English. Present tense, used for things happening now or regularly. Past tense, used for things that have already happened. Future tense, used for things that will happen later. Each of these tenses has four forms. 1. Simple, basic form of the tense. 2. Continuous, action is ongoing. 3. Perfect, action is completed. 4. Perfect continuous, action was continuing for some time. Think of tenses like the three rooms of time. The present tense is where we are now. The past tense is the room behind us. And the future tense is the door leading forward. Let's open these doors and explore how verbs work in each tense. Let's explore the present tense, which describes actions happening now, habits, or general truths. It has four forms. 1. Simple present, describes routines, facts, or general truths. Example from slide, he eats an apple. Explanation, the verb eats is in its base form but takes an s because the subject is singular, he. This tense is used for daily habits, repeated actions, or general facts. Think of simple present as a routine scene in a movie. If a character says, he eats an apple, it means this is something he does regularly, maybe every day as part of a habit. 2. Present continuous, describes actions happening right now or temporary actions. Example from slide, he is eating an apple. Explanation, the verb changes to is eating, am or is or are plus verb plus ing, showing that the action is happening at this moment. Imagine a live broadcast, the camera zooms in, and we see him in the middle of eating the apple. That's present continuous, it's happening right now. 3. Present perfect, describes actions completed at an unspecified time before now but still relevant. Example from slide, he has eaten an apple. Explanation, the verb takes the form has eaten, has or have plus past participle, meaning the action is done, but its result matters now. This is like a flashback in a movie. The apple is gone, but we know he ate it. Maybe he is full now, or maybe we are explaining why he isn't hungry anymore. The past action still affects the present. 4. Present perfect continuous, describes an action that started in the past and is still happening. Example from slide, he has been eating an apple. Explanation, the verb form has been eating, has been or have been plus verb plus ing, tells us that the action began earlier and is still ongoing. Think of this as a time-lapse scene. We see him taking bites over time, but he hasn't finished yet. Maybe he started eating 10 minutes ago and is still eating now. Now, let's step back in time and explore the past tense, which describes actions that have already happened. Just like the present tense, it has four forms. 1. Simple past, used for completed past actions. Example from slide, he ate an apple. Explanation, the verb ate is the past form of eat, irregular verb. This tense is used when talking about something that happened and is finished. Think of simple past like a storytelling mode. When we say, he ate an apple, we're telling something that happened and is done, just like reading a page from a history book. 2. Past continuous, used for an action that was happening at a specific time in the past. Example from slide, he was eating an apple. Explanation, the verb form was eating, was or were, plus verb, plus ing, shows that the action was in progress at a past time. Imagine a movie scene frozen in time. If we pause and see him in the middle of eating, that's past continuous, it was happening at that exact moment. 3. Past perfect, used for an action that was completed before another past action. Example from slide, he had eaten an apple before I arrived. Explanation, the verb had eaten, had plus past participle, tells us that the action was finished before something else happened in the past. Think of this as a flashback within a flashback. We're telling a story about the past, but this action happened even earlier than the rest of the story. 4. Past perfect continuous, used for an action that was happening for some time before another past event. Example from slide, he had been eating an apple for 10 minutes before I arrived. Explanation, the verb form had been eating, had been, plus verb plus ing, shows that the action continued for a while before something else happened. Imagine watching a replay of a long scene. 1. Simple future, used for planned actions, decisions, or predictions. Example from slide, he will eat an apple. 2. Future continuous, used for an action that will be happening at a specific time in the future. Example from slide, he will be eating an apple at noon. 3. Future perfect, used for an action that will be completed before a specific time in the future. Example from slide, he will have eaten an apple by noon. 4. Future perfect continuous, used for an action that will be ongoing for some time before a future event. Example from slide, he will have been eating an apple for 10 minutes by noon.